good balance of protection and mobility. This one strikes a good balance.
Bitter cold, and everywhere. Aeroliths acting up again.
If the plants have adapted to endure sudden frosts like these.
There's no way this is natural. Lost magic.
That aerolith can influence the weather. Almost certainly why things are frozen over.
Malfunctioning then.
Indisputably. The ice buildup must be causing a cyclical localized reaction.
Sure. I'll take care of it.
Good idea. Swampy environs and intense cold is bad even for enclave parchment. Best to lower the risk.
Already warming up. Hope I didn't damage the priceless artifact too much.
You can't make an omelette, as they say.
A lot of notes here. Water damage from the cold and melt, though. Let's see. Materials. That's how you visualize a pattern.
place for weavers in Lowtown to gather.
The record said this place was registered to our enchantress of interest, Lucia. It sure doesn't look like a saboteur in a smuggler's den. On the workings of Archons by L. de Crassus. Seems promising. Tom?
Certainly, Tom. There were references to it in those notes you found, come to think of it. Definitely bring it back. Another piece of the puzzle.
Any luck with the materials we gathered from Lucia's workshops?
Yes. I'll let Sev fill you in.
We started with the book, which was painfully dry and
Unsurprising. The Enclave was notoriously tight-lipped about the construction of the arcs.
The book was still useful, as it contained a number of craft-specific terms, shorthands and annotations. All critical. Referencing the book clarified the notes.
Without it, they bordered on deranged rant, especially.
Sort of a window into her thinking.
We suspect Lucia spent a long time in...
She covered many topics, but the most prominent was her work into the flood.
I'm sure her work was interesting. But eyes on the prize, gentlemen. What did we learn about the floods? Does she have an answer for us?
Partially.
Her research led her to one conclusion: to stop the floods.
This confirms our theory from earlier. She's talking about the barrier established by Asylum.
Her design is detailed and specific. The device it would create inverts the flow of magic and enchanted objects, disrupting them for a time.
We think the devices we found on the Arks were prototypes, small experiments to determine efficacy and duration.
So what's the catch? If the floods are still happening...
Lucia's thimble, as she calls it, it has to withstand considerable magical flow. Far more than what's produced by an Ark.
It's like how mass scales exponentially.
Thankfully, that supply cache you found has the necessary materials to handle that kind of magical flow.
Solar can pick up where Lucia left off then.
Exactly. The other thing we'll need is a source of magical flame.
I can handle that part easily. Okay, so we have clear next steps.
The flood. Our best guess, at any rate.
All right. Let's go over everything we know so far.
We know that, for a time after the surge, civilians continued to live in Denevron until they were forced to evacuate the city. We're still not sure the cause.
Wherever the Hearthsiders went, they're still actively sending scouting groups to scavenge for supplies. From the uniform, the creeper who was watching Bryn sleep belongs to one of these groups.
We also know that a defensive procedure codenamed Asylum sealed access to the Enclave underground. This
Lucia, an ex-high enchantress.
Her research forecasted that the barrier would cause the Enclave to flood with miasma. The very same flood that seems to have killed Lucia before she was able to finish her thimble.
But we have her design. It could disrupt Asylum's barrier.
So Lucia's thimble is the key to our survival.
It's less a key and more like a magical battering ram.
Whatever works.
What is it, Lane?
It's just... I've pored over all the documents we've compiled, and a concrete... I can't shake the feeling we're missing something.
The Enclave destroyed a lot of information from their documents. Could that be why you can't find a link between Asylum and the evacuation?
I considered that. The Enclave may have hidden their location from Lucia.
Being a weaver isn't about being certain all the time. It's about taking calculated risks to carve a path forward. And regardless of the Hearthsider's location, disrupting the barrier is the only option to stop the flood.
You're right. I just hope that if we did miss something, it doesn't come back to bite us.
Even if it does, we will handle it.
That settles it. Bryn, it's time to use the thimble.
Did you manage to find enough softwood?
If you need more than this, the Don Brennick Pine preservationists will come for me.
Oh.
You don't sound as happy.
It's just that what I'm realizing is the Weaver Band really, like, give or take 90 to be safe.
Wait, 90?
Yeah, not the easiest thing to get, but maybe instead of fighting drakes, you could find, I think they shed, right?
Kaz, I don't think drakes leave their nests unattended. This still sounds pretty dangerous. What could we possibly need 90?
Because it's hard to make.
All right.
Casbin, what's going on? Are we out?
Because it's.
Don't you think Bryn's got you pretty well stocked at this point?
But you're.
It's okay.
Thanks for all your help.
You all right?
Yeah.
If you say good work, Bryn, we'll take.
Thank you for your help with that, Bryn. You've a deft hand for flame magic. You can wear Sev's apprentice. Also, Lucia knew what she was doing. This thimble was clearly designed to...
Must be her experience as a high enchantress at work.
Based on Lucia's notes and what we discovered at the Bastion, this was custom...
If it can stop the flood, we need to use it soon.
Agreed. We don't know how much time we have...
Lane, could I have my ink pot back? You borrowed it a while ago.